22, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. You grow up wanting to be remarkable, unique, extraordinary. You think you can change the world. Then life shakes you up, spins you around and spits you out. And you realize that out of the 15,000 applicants, maybe you're not the one. Hell, you're not even 1 in 3. Maybe you're unremarkable, plain, ordinary. Yet still, you want to change the world. Or at least your own little corner of it. I can't promise that anything in this video will be revolutionary, an original thought, or state of the art. But I can promise you it will be evocative, earnest, and existential. I can promise that you will have felt what I have, for I live the life of a normal person. I hope you feel seen, heard, held, or at least a version of you might relate to what I have to say. I'm 22, and I want to change the world. The problem is, I don't know how. I have a semblance of an idea, a seed that's only just sprouted, but other than that, it's just a dream. I dream a lot. I'm in Europe on holiday, or does traveling sound better? I'm finding myself. I mean, like, really finding myself? Did you roll your eyes? Yeah. So did 16-year-old Megan. She would not approve of me now. 16-year-old Megan knew everything. 22-year-old Megan is on a cliche gap year Europe trip. Isn't that just for rich white people? Bourgeois fascists? That's not you, Megan. You're not afforded that luxury. You have to stay focused. Live in reality. Teen Megan would say it's just a way to delay the inevitable, starting a life, a job, a career. Though privately she wished she was them, carefree and worldly. So why did I feel the need to do it? Well, for one, Teen Megan didn't anticipate the piles of job projections she'd received. Yeah. Growing pains. She didn't expect the overwhelming doom that she'd spent 4 years in research only to realize that maybe academia isn't for her. In fact, it drained her. So, what fills her cup? When she was 12, she dreamed of being an artist. Why hadn't she done it? Who was she living for? The good thing is, Teen Megan was a saver. That's how she afforded the luxury to prance around Europe like a true member of the bourgeois class. Well, if you count hostel living bourgeois. Still, that teen girl thought she'd be more self-assured, confident, and opulent at 22. Instead, this is the reality. I'm 22, and these are my firsts. The first time in Europe. First feelings. First tastes. First time aimlessly wandering in more ways than one. First time figuring out what I want to do with the rest of my life. First time where all my friends are scattered around the world. First time as an adult. First time in the real world. This is who I am, right now, the two sides of Megan. The first is the nihilistic hedonist in her pursuit of pleasure. She's pretentious, cares about superficial things, aesthetics, movies, literature, and fashion without really understanding what it all means. She pretends to, attempts to be a part of high society, but she doesn't really get it. Not in any meaningful sense. Still, she appreciates it, nonetheless, and thinks maybe it matters a lot, and mostly, it doesn't matter at all. After all, that's what hedonism is all about, right? Pursue pleasure, nihilistic notions that nothing lasts, nothing means anything, carpe diem, and all that, right? Okay, now I'm just saying words, pretentious words. Some days she's disciplined, proud and optimistic. Others she's lazy, unsure, and pessimistic. But she's always ambitious. Most of all, she's delusional. Some may say she's crazy, a round peg in a square hole. She thinks she can change the world. For good? But how? She's not very conscientious. She's perhaps a bit selfish, indulgent, and narcissistic. She's distracted. She cares how she's presented, cares about beauty and youth, and she doesn't think enough about others, and she pretends a lot. She pretends like she knows what she's doing. She starts things, grows tired of it midway through, and forgets about it. She has half-completed or half-unfinished projects lying around. She lies, sometimes without reason. She vehemently espouses strong political ideologies, stances, and protests that perhaps she'll change her mind about in the future. She's unsure, and she's scared for her future. The other Megan is the existentialist. She figures out how to make life meaningful and good. She thinks it's beautiful she's experiencing her 20s in the 2020s. It's like she and the millennium are growing up together. She does this often, looking for little signs from the universe to reassure her she's on the right path. She's intentional and loves people even when she disagrees. She's intrigued. She loves storytelling and listening. She prays for happiness, health, and wealth. She's observant and loves to get lost in the world. She cares to love and be loved, and she loves to connect with people and make them laugh and think and feel, and she's prepared and she's intelligent. She's curious and learning new things every day. She thinks life is worth living. Places are worth seeing. People are worth meeting. Things are worth learning, and art is worth creating, even if none of it matters. She reads books, watches TED Talks, and listens to podcasts to learn more about the world around her, how others live, what makes them tick. She watches movies, attends galleries, museums, and listens to music to get more inspired. She's thoughtful and empathetic, caring, altruistic, creative, charismatic, imaginative, and determined. She cares to find meaning in the things she does and the people she breaks bread with. She cares about her friends and her family, her sister and her future, her parents and their health. It's getting to that age where their backs ache and their joints inflame, and they tire quicker. She's nurturing and delicate. Another thing 16-year-old Megan didn't anticipate is that she started thinking about age for the first time. Aging, wrinkles and undesirability, angles of her face she doesn't like, and flabs of fat that appeared overnight. She had never thought much about death before, never been directly affected by it. At 22 she has 2 deaths in her life at 22. She's experienced grief and fear of loss. Her mother was diagnosed with cancer. She's realized she's taken people for granted, life for granted. She doesn't know what to do with the bereavement. She has so much love and care for the deceased with nowhere to put it. But just as you compare yourself when you celebrate your friends taking the next step in their happy relationship and you wonder why that isn't you, she compared herself to her dead friend, who was only a few years older than her. It made her wonder why. Why her and not me? Why is she still alive when the same freak accident could have happened to her? Is she just going through the motions of life? If she were to die right now, would she be happy with the way she lived? Afraid to commit to what she actually wants. Afraid to no longer be the bragging rights of her parents. Afraid to admit she no longer desires to attain the coveted capital D doctor title. Afraid to stray from the path laid for her since she was in Montessori school. Afraid to take the path less traveled. Afraid to fail, afraid to try. I'm 22 and I've grown a lot since 16. I form my own opinions instead of going with the herd. I no longer resent the way I was raised and appreciate watching my parents hustle. It taught me hard work. I'm no longer heavily fixated on fitting into Eurocentric features and ideals. I love my heritage and my Taiwanese-ness, and I'm obsessed with learning more about my history, my culture. I have a much stronger personal style, and I'm no longer trying to see things from an adult's perspective. I'm trying to revive my childish imagination. I'm much more cautious. I understand that not everyone is kind, although I still believe that most people are. I become much more introverted. I no longer seek validation from my dating life. I'm not as impulsive, and I'm much more grounded. I can regulate my emotions better. For a long time, I was hastened to create something new, unique, original, perfect. Well, now I just want to create something real. I'm evolving rapidly. At 22, I have a choice. Where will I be at 23? 23, the perfect prime number. Hopefully, I'll be on my way to changing the world.